This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Hello and welcome to George Daniels Stadium. High school football action here on WLCS TV 20. I'm Hyatt Hernan alongside Bob Tomaszewski. The Lorain High Titans taking on the Bedford Bearcats. Lorain coming to this game 3-2. They lost their first two games but won three impressive games in a row. Bedford comes in 4-1. Bob, what do you have for us today?
Well, Bedford traditionally pretty tough program, but you know you got to give the Titans credit. Under Tony's shoulders, I think every week they get a little better, and you know a play or two is going to make the difference in this game early. And I really think the Titans are up to the task. I don't think they're just going to show up. You know what I mean? They're going to play hard, and that's the kind of coach that Coach Shoulders is. So I think these Bearcats, they're in for a surprise.
Well, we'll see. Coming up on WLCS TV 20, we'll be back with the game after these messages.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
Hello and welcome back to George Daniels Stadium. Kicking off here, Lorain to receive the ball first. I'm Hyatt Hernan alongside Bob Tomaszewski for WLCS TV 20. The kick up in the air from Presby for Bedford. Fielded, cutting out to the left side, to the 40, to the 45, and knocked out of bounds.
That's a pretty good return. It wasn't a real great kick, to be truthful, but it was high, and hey, we caught the ball, we ran the ball back, and we're starting excellent field position on 45, on Lorain's 45. That's a good way to start a game.
And here's the second look, as Lorain comes out to the field. Starting off at their own 45, 1st and 10, coming out in the spread. Man in motion for Williamson. Rolling to the right, looking down the field, and that one over the head of the wide receiver. Damon Heisel, intended receiver on the play.
It's kind of a pretty safe pass on the first one. Just try to roll to the right, get a little, to loosen up the defense a little bit, but it was kind of low and away. So Williamson's got to crank that arm up, make sure he's got it good and loose.
So 2nd and 10 from their own 45. Williamson, the handoff to Saunders. Saunders right up the middle, and he is met by a gang of tacklers for a gain of only 2 yards. So 3rd and 8 upcoming for this Lorain offense after starting off with good field position.
So we're like, less than a minute into the game, we got our first big 3rd down right here. You want to get a few first downs when you're coming right out of the box just to kind of get a little momentum going. So let's see what happens.
Williamson sends Saunders out to the right alone now. Looking throw has Berry. Rashad Berry cutting back, forcing his way forward, and looks about a yard short of the first down. So 4th and 1 upcoming for the Titans.
Well, if anything good can come out of this, kind of lackluster, for lack of a better word, first series, at least, well, wait, I'm thinking they might be going for it here. They are.
And it looks like the offense is back out on the field in the wishbone.
Big play right off the get-go.
Neal and Saunders. Neal getting the handoff, and he has the first down. A gain of about 3, and so the Titans moving the ball on 4th down.
Roll the dice, got a first down, and hey, credit the right side of that Titan line. They got a little bit of room, and was it Saunders was the ball carrier?
Aaron Neal getting the carry.
Aaron Neal did a nice job. Here's the replay. Right, he followed his lead blocker, and there you go. So good job.
1st and 10 out of the wishbone. Saunders getting the call now, and He can't find anywhere to go on the left side. Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And one thing we've come to expect from Lorain is the switch in formation between the wishbone and the spread.
Yes, yes. And I think that's a good idea. Coach Shoulders is no fool. He understands. When you're in a spread, it's a totally different concept than when you're tightened down and you got that's kind of a muscle it out formation.
So Williamson looking to throw. And Rashad Berry can't quite come up with it, bringing up 3rd and 10.
I think that might have been a little tight coverage, but, we favor the home team. That's part of the job here, I guess. Boy, Williamson could have almost ran that.
Mm-hmm.
He came out of there pretty clean, but you quarterbacks, they would much rather throw than run. I mean, that's just the way they are.
So 3rd and 10 from the Bedford 43 for Lorain. Williamson looking throw, a lot of pressure, and he is brought down for the sack. Flags coming in, and that one likely a face mask penalty on Bedford.
That's right. I think you're right. Somebody had him up around the helmet. And even if it's the back of the helmet, the air hole in the side, it's all considered a face mask call. You can't be grabbing the helmet in any way.
And at this level especially, it's a safety issue.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Here you can see it again. Here it is right there. Somebody got him. And it was unintentional, but, you got to be aware of that. So that's probably that was the short version. That was just a 5-yard.
And, of course, the 5-yard eliminated in the NFL, but still exists.
Correct. That is, a lot of people think the rules in the NFL are the same as in high school. And no, there's a lot of them that are completely different.
Another important thing, no automatic first down. So 3rd down here for the Titans. Heisel on the jet sweep, getting about 5, but still not to the first down. So another 4th down coming up for the Titans.
But this one's a little different because we've got a 4th and looks like about 6 maybe. 5.5. Will they go? I'm thinking they're going to go. Or no. Okay, they're going to punt. And what's going to come out of this is Bedford's going to have a long field. So, if anything good's coming out, that's why you punt. Get them down near their own goal line. And who knows? A fumble down there or something, and you got a short field.
So 4th down from the 40.
If you notice, there's no one covering this wide receiver. If there's an automatic play, this is it. You throw it to this guy down here. No one's covering this guy.
Williamson, the punter, is the quarterback.
Suddenly, somebody comes out and covers him.
And Williamson will punt it. A high punt.
Great kick.
And that one's going to bounce into the end zone for the touchback.
Boy, some coach on the other side was probably yelling and screaming, you have to cover that man. Because most teams, that's an automatic. The guys out there go, hey.
And it helps when your quarterback's also your punter.
Absolutely. That's never a bad thing.
So Bedford to start 1st and 10 from the 20 for their first possession of the game. Coming out here. Ware the quarterback in the spread. Jathel Ware. 2 wide receivers to his left on the short side of the field, 3 to his right. Looks throw, pulls it down, is going to run with it, and he will be brought down for a loss.
Now, I know they're in the spread. They got guys all over the field, but I've got to tell you, as an old coach, they've only got 5 guys blocking. So you ought to be able to get some heat on the quarterback. They have nobody back there to help protect, and if you can get somebody to split between 2 guys, you can cause some problems back there. Now they got a back in the backfield.
So Bedford in the pistol now. The handoff cutting between the tackles on the right side was London Cloud.
Boy, those are hard numbers to read. You have better eyes than I do, buddy. But, hey, great job. Now, here we got – Bedford's got a pretty tough 3rd down call here.
So 3rd and long for Bedford from the 21, needing to get to the 30 for the first down. Looking pass is Ware, throwing it to the sideline, and the intended receiver out of bounds. So 4th down for Bedford.
Great job defensively right there. They gained about a yard. So excellent first series on defense for the Titans. Now they should get halfway decent field position. But the problem here, if you judge their punter by the way their kickoff man kicked, he might not be very, very good. So you got to be aware of where the ball's going to be.
The wide receiver DeAndre Chambers coming out to punt for Bedford.
Didn't have enough guys out there.
And Perry Mincy back to receive for Lorain.
Line drive.
And that one bounces over the head of Mincy, and it is going to roll back all the way to the Lorain 32.
See, that turns to be a long punt. Boy, man. Well, you have to judge that. Now, I'm sure there's some coach on the Titan staff that he's got to kind of keep track of how far that kid kicks. So the next time you put your return guy like where it's going to be, and then he can return it. Or if nothing else, fair catch it. So here we go, 1st and 10.
So Lorain takes over at their own 32, 1st and 10, just under 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Williamson, the handoff to Aaron Neal. Aaron Neal along the right side, and again brought down for a gain of maybe 2 yards. And 2nd and 9 coming up for the Titans. So 2nd and 9 from the 33-yard line for the Titans. In the shotgun, but not many wide receivers. The handoff to Saunders, and he is going to be piled on and stopped, if lucky, at the line of scrimmage. And flags come in.
Another flag. Could be some chirping going on out there, and that's never good, unless the opponent's doing the chirping.
So we'll wait on the call. It did look like maybe a little something after the play.
Right. It was in the defensive secondary where they threw it, so we don't know. It's the old penalty on both, so it's no penalty.
So the 2 penalties offset.
Correct.
And 3rd and 8 coming up for the Titans offense. So Lorain, 3rd and 8 from the 34-yard line, having to get to the 42 for the first down. And timeout taken by Lorain. Gives me time to tell you about the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. Are you retired from or employed by the Lorain City Schools? If the answer is yes, then pay close attention to the following. The Lorain School Employees Credit Union wants to help you enter the red zone. In financial terms, that's the green zone. Earn a higher rate of return with an LSECU certificate of deposit. You call the play and pick the terms. We will provide the blocking with the best rates in town. Open the playbook and call LSECU at 282-4600 and talk with your CD coach. Put it in the end zone every time with an LSECU certificate of deposit.
Okay, now you got had a few seconds there they could reorganize. And 2nd and, what is that, about 9, 8.5?
2nd and 9 or 8. Williamson alone. Wide receivers spread wide, and Williamson is on the run, able to get the pass out there under pressure for an incompletion. And that'll bring up 3rd down. And Bedford's defensive line really...
There was they had a little bit of a deal too, a linebacker coming in, but trying to confuse the Titans' offensive front, So
3rd and long for the Titans.
So we're halfway through this first quarter, and there's only been 1 first down, and that was by, is that by penalty? No.
Going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, he had to go for it on 4th down. Yes, exactly.
So Williamson looking throw, again, pressure in his face, rolling out, decides to tuck it and run. Getting close to the first down marker.
I think he got it. If that's the spot, yes.
And with the spot at the 45, Eddie Williamson running for the first down.
Good ad lib by Williamson.
And here it is.
Right
on
here
replay.
it is. 11 coming in. Oh, he just sidesteps him and
London Cloud was the man
Yep.
with pressure for Bedford.
yeah, Cloud. He was there, and I mean, pretty quick. And he's a big guy. If I'm Williamson, I want to get away from him immediately.
So the Titans spread out, Barry the lone receiver on the left side. Williamson's just going to keep this himself on the quarterback draw. Gets hit hard, but able to keep his legs moving to the 49-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play.
Well, that's 4 yards. That's not bad first down. Do that 3 times, and even I can add that up to be a first down.
And especially with a team like the Titans willing to go for it on 4th.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you got that one in your pocket just in case you need it, right?
So 2nd and 6. Lorain coming out. Williamson, the handoff to Saunders. And Saunders able to get past the first wave of defenders in the backfield. Down to the Bedford 46. So 3rd and short coming up for the Titans.
It was a nice cutback, a little bit of a sweep play to the left, but Saunders, he planted, cut back inside, and here it comes right now. Here he comes, breaks it outside. All right, cut back in there where there's fewer people, and that's a good run. Good run. Needs about 2, huh? Let's get 4 just to make sure, right?
So Williamson,
everybody up. Everybody up tight. Here they come.
the handoff to Neal down the middle, and he will have the first down. And he's been automatic in those short yard situations so far in this one.
And that, I think you'll agree, that was some offensive line surge there. Here it is again. The guys up front, they just start pushing people back, That's what you got to do. Move your feet, keep it going.
So Lorain in Bedford territory at the 44, 1st and 10. Williamson with Neal and Saunders looking pass. Throwing deep, Rashad Berry, the intended receiver, intercepted. And still on his feet. Running with it is Cecil Moss, cutting back across the field. Down the left side of the field, finally brought down Aaron Neal on the tackle. And so Bedford will take over.
There it is again. A little overthrown, and there we go.
And a couple chances to make the tackle back inside the 5.
But here we go. So far, actually, no offense to speak of. So the defenses have been dominating. Let's see what the Titans have.
Handoff, that's Cloud.
Oh, boy.
Cloud getting past the defenders across to about the 48-yard line for the first down.
Now, the last time that the Bearcats had the ball, they got a total of 1 yard in 4 plays. Now, first play, they got a first down. 10 yards.
And so after the run, Bedford taking over their own 45, 1st and 10. And this is a very different look than we saw on the first drive.
Yeah.
Cloud getting the handoff, cutting back through the middle, able to pile through some tacklers. And now Bedford in Lorain territory.
It's Bedford, and they've still got some guys spread out, but it's not that wide open guys all over the field. Kind of bring your blockers in and just try to work on, get some holes in the point of attack. More people blocking. It's the tight formation. Woody Hayes would love this.
So another first down from the 42, 1st and 10. Another handoff and fighting for extra yards. Antoine Stone, the carrier this time. And if that one wasn't a first down, it was close. And Lorain forced to take a timeout. Gives me time to go over some of our sponsors. Scorchers Casual Eatery and Draft House on 900 Broadway, Lorain, Ohio 44052. The premier Route 2 Amherst car lot on 47190 Cooper Foster Park Road, Amherst, Ohio. A Toyota dealer obviously supporting our Titans. Jackalope Lakeside, 301 Lakeside Avenue, Lorain, Ohio.
And I tell you what, I was there last night for dinner and had an excellent meal.
Well, I'll tell you
That's
what,
a good place to go.
I worked there this summer, actually.
Well, then you know, yes.
So I know.
Yep.
It's a rare thing when you work at a place and still want to eat the food there.
Yeah,
So-
you're right. Yeah, you're back in the kitchen seeing all the action, and you say it's good. That's a good thing.
I think that's the highest compliment I can give them.
Yeah, but that's a good place to eat.
And of course, Diso's Bistro on 4286 Oberlin Avenue, Lorain.
And that's another good place.
Another great place.
Yes,
so
exactly
high quality restaurants supporting our Lorain High Titans.
That's right.
And of course, PC Campana Incorporated, a proud supporter of Lorain High Titans football.
That's right. Campana, the Campana Corporation, been a supporter of Lorain sports for a long, long time. Good people.
So Bedford not called with the first down. 2nd and 1 coming up. And this time some penetration from the Lorain High line.
Much better job there.
And I saw Austin Kutra back there, but
We got somebody down. We got to tighten down.
looks like Kenny Washington, a sophomore defensive lineman.
He was moving around. He rolled over. Could just be the air knocked out of him. Let's hope it's nothing serious.
So as they look at the injured player,
you know, the Titans have been on a roll the last few games. They've been scoring points, playing good defense, doing a really good job. And as you know, we talked to Coach Shoulders last Saturday at the JV game, and he said he's happy because what else can a coach ask but except for his team to get a little better every week? And he said that's what they're doing. So that's what we're looking for, that weekly improvement.
and speaking of the JV game, good showing and good coaching in that game.
Oh, yeah, and a good win.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they're doing a good job. The young Titans, I think they're 2 or 3 1-1 now.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Yeah. And so you'd like to think next year those guys will be able to step in and help out. That's why you have a JV program. Learn how to play.
So 3rd and 9, a loss of 8 on the prior run. Bedford opts to come back out in the spread. Ware looking throw, pulls it down, trying to take it himself, but he is wrapped up and thrown to the ground. And that looked like Austin Kucha, a defensive lineman. And here it is again. Can be tough to get these numbers sometimes for the Titans.
They look nice up close, but they're hard to see from up here.
And so another kind of short punt, and this one is going to roll back.
Well, luckily, yeah, we had the sideways, hit a little slice on that, as we like to say in golf.
But still inside the 20, the Titans will take over from their own 17 with just over 2 minutes left in the first quarter. The score still 0-0 here.
So this is one of these games, too, where they're banging, 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 and all of a sudden somebody cracks one open, and it's goodbye Gertie. They're gone. And, you know, we just hope that's the Titans that do that. But you got to play every down like it was the first play of the game, and who knows what's going to happen.
And we've seen explosiveness from this Titans offense.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. They can score points.
Williamson looking throw, Neal on the screen, trying to get some yardage. A gain of 3 on the play to the 22. So 2nd down and 7 coming up for the Titans. From the 22-yard line, back in the spread again. We've seen more of the spread so far today. 3 wide receivers to Williamson's left, 2 to the right. Another quick pass in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Gerald Howard. And so third down now for the Titans. And we've had a lot of important third downs, and this is another one of them.
We have. Yes, we have. Yeah, that third down productivity, that's huge. It's a stat you don't hear a lot about, and that's an NFL thing. They tell you there's this, 35% whatever on third downs, but you got to have them. There's no.
Williamson looking throw. A lot of pressure coming towards him, rolling out to the left side, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of maybe 4 on the play.
I think that might have been a screen in the middle, and they just got to him too quick. Here it is again. You can see everybody kind of comes in, but no receiver.
And so Lorain will punt it away. Bedford trying to capitalize on their defensive stand for good field possession.
Good snap. Nice kick.
Williamson's
nice
punt
kick.
Has a lot on it. And Antoine Stone is going to field it. Brought down just short of the 45-yard line. But kicking from inside your own 20, the result could be a lot worse than that.
Well, he drilled that thing. That was had a good roll.
So Bedford will take over again with just 30 seconds left in the first quarter. They were able to move the ball better last time, but still eventually punting it away.
Had the big loss on, what was that, second down or whatever it was, and just like an 8-yard loss. So
Bedford, the toss play to Cloud. Cloud able to get across to the 50, but flag thrown in the backfield.
Usually, there it is, a block in the back or an illegal block. We'll take it. Back them up.
And so again, Lorain defense has capitalized on Bedford losing yards.
And that's usually, that's from the line of scrimmage. Or it's a spot foul, I believe, and it was probably done right at the line of scrimmage. So that's going to give him a 1st and 20.
So 1st and 20 with 22 seconds left in the first.
Must have been behind the line of scrimmage because it's 1st and
looks like 21.
21, yeah.
So 1st and 21 for Bedford from the 34. The toss play out to Stone. Stone cutting across the field. Stone has the first down. Stone at the 30, the 25, the 20. A big stiff arm and finally out of bounds at the 15. And an injured player back on the field. Here's the run again. And there was the injury.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite get a number. It looks like it might be 59, which would be Austin Kutcha just tripping over his own man running down the field.
And Austin's been all over the field. We don't want to lose him.
And so the trainer's looking at him, and he is getting up and walking under his own power.
That's good. Now he's got to come out for a play.
So Bedford now in the red zone for the first time today after the long run.
Titans need a turnover here. We don't want to have to be coming from behind, so you never know.
So this could be the last play of the first quarter. Bedford at the 15 can get a first down at the 5. The handoff to Cloud right up the middle, still moving that pile forward. brought down at the 6, just short of the first down, and that will do it for the first quarter. The score, Bedford 0, Lorain 0, here on WLCS TV 20. We'll be back with second quarter action after these messages.
One's visual, and you have the lead on the right. Operator has the lead on the right. Sights on. Left 9 now. Coming home. You got the airspeed on me. Visual. Oh, there you are. Darn, I was hoping you wouldn't see me. It's my turn to gun track. Let's do that one again. Okay?
Just in case you didn't catch the number the first time.
Hello and welcome back to George Daniel Stadium. I'm Hyatt Hernan alongside Bob Tomaszewski. Lorain takes on Bedford here at WLCS TV 20. Bedford driving in the red zone. In the first quarter, Bob, 13 rushes for 26 yards for the Titans, 7 passes for 10 yards. Only 36 yards of offense overall.
That's not enough. You gotta get those, as we were saying, you gotta get those third downs to keep the first downs going and string some things together. And when you do that, your offense starts to, you get a feel for it, and then you can do some play action, some other things. But you have to set those plays up before they're going to work.
So Bedford first and goal. The handoff to Cloud. Diving forward, and Cloud getting in the end zone. 6 points for Bedford. Just 30 seconds into the second quarter, we get our first score of the game. And pending the extra point, coming out to kick, Daniel Presby. Trying to make it 7-0. Presby's kick up, and that one good. So Bedford leads 7-0 now after the long run setting them up inside the 20. Antoine Stone able to get them inside the 20, and then Bedford, Cloud.
Yeah, and Bedford, when they got down there close, they just brought everybody in, 2 tight ends in that wishbone or power eye backfield, and just blasted the ball straight ahead. You know, it was like man on man, and we're going to knock you back. So that's kind of a slap in the face to the Titans. Is that going to wake them up? We're going to find out on this series right here.
So again, we read off Lorain's offensive stats just a moment ago. They'll get the ball back here.
See if they can get some things going. Now, as I recall, that first kickoff of the game was not very deep.
And a good return, too.
And it was a good return, and that's what we want to see again. Catch it on a fly and take off.
So Daniel Presby set to kick it off for Bedford. Another shallow kick fielded by Robert Orsler, and Orsler brought down at the 30. And so Lorain takes over 1st and 10 from their own 30. Trying to make something happen early in the second quarter.
In that first quarter, Lorain had the ball 6 minutes and 18 seconds, and Bedford had it just 5 minutes and 47 seconds, but Lorain couldn't do anything with their 6 minutes. So, I mean, it's good they had the ball that long, but they got to work on some things.
So Lorain opting to choose the wishbone coming out on this drive. The toss play, Aaron Neal on the right side. And a lot of penetration from the defensive line for Bedford. That one's going to be a loss of 2. Bring up 2nd and 12. So Lorain's still trying to get the run game going. That was their 14th run of the game, making it official that they're running 66% of the time. But this time Saunders is getting the ball. Cutting back.
There he goes.
And he is going to go at the 40, at the 35. One man to beat, the 20, the 10, Sherman Saunders takes it all the way for the Lorain High Titans. And we're an extra point away from a tied game.
There you go. It was a nice run. It was like an off tackle to the left. We'll see it again, I'm sure. And he cut it back to the right, broke a tackle, and got on his horse. And there you go. Here it is. Right there's the cut back. And goodbye. Feet don't fail me now.
And
nice run. A little stiff arm. There you go.
And we said that this Lorain offense was explosive, and there's explosiveness for you right there.
There it is.
Armando Quintero out to kick. Brought in just 3 games into the year. And that extra point is up and wide to the left. So this one still 7-6. Lorain trails by 1 with 10:40 left in the second quarter.
But they got to feel good because they just broke off a nice long play. They know they can do it now. That's got to help you in the mind game part of football. You know, all sports, most of it is mental, and there you go. Now that was a 2-play drive, 70 yards for the TD in 55 seconds. We'll take that.
Took 55 seconds to do what they couldn't do in 6 minutes.
18, there you go. But hey, a 2-play drive. We like 2-play drives. And we want to thank Mr. Tom Bauer. He's our stat man tonight. And I'm sure every one of these numbers is exact and perfect.
So now it's up to the Lorain defense to make a stand.
That's it. Shut the door. I see our producer, director, writer, and whatever extraordinary Joe Bacco there. He's wearing that dumb Pittsburgh hat. What's up with that?
Well, I can't say much because I'm a Pittsburgh fan as well.
I wasn't saying any. I noticed that, Hyde, but I wasn't going to say anything. Uh-oh.
And here comes Antoine Stone across the 50. And that return getting him all the way to the 45. So good field position for Bedford. And that's not what you want to see after a momentum swinging touchdown.
That's right. Well, what we need is a takeaway. Let's see if we can come up with one of those in this series.
So 1st and 10 from the 45. Bedford coming out. Again in that power running formation. Looking to throw is where he is brought down for the sack. Rashad Berry with the 10-yard sack. And these are the kind of plays that have propelled the Lorain defense so far in this one.
So you gotta. Well, that was Berry. You gotta block the guy. No one blocked him. If you don't block him, Rashad's coming in. He's going to sack your quarterback.
And so after the loss, 2nd and 18 for Bedford, pushed back in their own territory. And this time they'll hand it off to Cloud. Cloud making the first guy miss, but a whole lot of guys there for the second tackle across the 50 at the 48-yard line, bringing up 3rd and 13. So 3rd and long for Bedford. Still opting to come out looking like they're going to run. And where we'll throw the ball on the screen, trying to make something out of nothing.
Oh boy.
Was let.
Yeah, good job on the defense. And maybe the receiver maybe should have gone outside instead of back inside where there's all those Titans looking for him. But we'll take that move. So here we go, 4th down. Here comes a punt. Now, let's see if we can get a return on this punt. And they've got nobody back. Oh, there's somebody finally.
So Bedford started at the 45 on that drive and ended at the 45. This punt all the way back to the 5, and that one into the end zone for the touchback.
Ooh, that was good. I thought they were going to down it on about the 3-yard line, but yeah.
Well, I couldn't quite get a number on the returnman back there, but smart decision to back off the ball.
Yeah. Well, that's the old rule. You stand on the 10, and if it goes over your head, you let it go. Unlike Mr. Little from the Cleveland Browns, who like runs it out of the end zone from 8 yards deep. Can't understand why.
Well, since they don't get as many chances on kick returns in the NFL now, I guess you have to make your punts count.
But then you got to run 28 yards to get it to the 20. If you kneel down, you don't get beat up, and you get 28 yards to the 20. I don't understand that, but they don't pay me a lot to understand that, so there you go.
And luckily, we don't see those kinds of egos that play much in high school football.
That's a good point right there.
Williamson, looking throw. That one complete and down for a gain of about 4.
There are a lot of young guys playing on this team. I mean, Williamson's just a junior.
Williamson's a junior. Saunders is a junior.
Right.
Neal, junior.
Yep.
Williamson looking throw. Escapes pressure. Pulls it down and runs and gets tripped up a little. So a loss of maybe 4 on that one. So 3rd down and 6. Coming up. Williamson with Saunders, 3 wide receivers. 1 Eric Hall spread way far out to the left. Saunders getting the handoff after the fake jet sweep, and he's going nowhere on that one, bringing up 4th down.
How about some of those sideline shots we're getting from our sideline guy?
Well, Andrew Barzik down there.
Yeah, he's zooming right in there. He's some good shots right there.
One of our video club veterans, and we've had a great staff, a great showing for all these games this year, which has allowed me to step into the booth and get away from the technical stuff. So I'm extremely grateful for the showing we've had from Club TV 20. Williamson's punt.
Kick.
Another high one. And down at the 38. So with just over 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half, Bedford will take over from their own 38. They lead 7-6. Lorain getting the 72-yard run from Sherman Saunders, but missing the extra point.
Well, you know, for a team coming in that was 4-1, supposedly scoring a lot of points and all that kind of stuff, you know, the Titans are hanging in there. They're you know, they show that they're explosive. They scored on the 70-yard run. They're in this game. They're right here. Just it's out there. All you got to do is grab it. But so far, so good. Defense has got to hold up.
And Lorain almost looking for that signature win here tonight.
There it is. Oh,
the handoff to Stone, able to cut back out. He has speed, and he has room at the 30, the 25, the 20. He is going to take this one all the way to the house. An amazing display of athleticism from Antoine Stone. And Bedford takes a 13-6 lead.
And really, the play was defense. He ran around about 3 or 4 guys, and that was just poor tackling.
And so Bedford lining up for the extra point. Trying to make it 14-6. Daniel Presby's kick is up and good. So the score 14-6 in favor of Bedford. And Antoine Stone for Bedford, 3 carries for 122 yards. But that's what happens when you have a 51-yard run and a 62-yard run.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yep.
And so Lorain's offense coming back out, trying to tie this one up again with 6:21 left in the first half.
How about let's just get a return here? What do you think? Run it back?
And we've seen, again, we saw
We've
the good
seen
return
that can
earlier.
happen. Yep. See if we run it back and see what that does. Go for 2 and make it, we get a tie game. That's what I'm talking about.
And the Titans hoping it's that easy. And these kicks from Presby have been fairly shallow. This one, likely
Line
the
drive.
deepest one he's had. Heisel taking this one, or excuse me, that was Shaquille Hildreth on the return. Getting just across the 20 for the Titans. 1st and 10 from the 22. And while they have a long way to go, this is right around the area they were when Sherman Saunders
Yes.
ran this one all the way.
You're right. Let's see a repeat of that.
Well, Lorain looks like they're coming out, spreading them out. Saunders, the running back, 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the short side on the left. Williamson fakes the quick throw, has a man open, just overthrown. Damon Heisel was wide open, but with a lot of pressure there.
Well, if nothing else, so you know what, though? That's got to make the defensive coordinator for Bedford's got to say, hey, back up. We can't crowd the line because there's a guy was behind us. That was a touchdown. So, you know, be prepared for that. And every once in a while, you know, even though you didn't score, it loosens up the defense. It makes them think, hey, they're not afraid to try that, so we can't crowd the line.
So 2nd and 10 now after the incompletion. Williamson to keep it himself. Gets past the first line, but taken down after a gain of 5. So 3rd down coming up for Lorain. And we've talked about 3rd downs a lot, but that's because they're just that important.
Yeah, that important, and there's been a lot of critical ones so far.
Williamson handing it off to Saunders. Saunders fumbling the ball. Lorain recovers it, but, or maybe not, still awaiting a call. I thought I saw a blue jersey on it.
Yes, I thought they did too, so.
Bedford says they have it, but they're going to say that no matter what.
Right. Officials got to get in there, and they do have it.
And Bedford ball.
Man.
That was
Here it
Justin
is.
Harris on the recovery.
There, it's up in the air. Boom. It's on the ground.
Now,
Well, how they didn't
me,
get it. Yeah.
And it looks like Lorain was the first to get there, but anything can happen on the bottom
Well,
of those
there's
piles.
a lot. Yeah, you don't want to know what's going on under there.
So 1st and 10 from the 26 for Bedford. Good field position. They lead by 8 with just over 5 minutes left in the first half. In a sort of wildcat, Cloud taking the snap directly. Able to cut it out towards the sideline for a gain of about 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So Bedford now right at the 20. Needing 3 for the first. The handoff. Breaking 1 tackle. And brought down looking like he got the first down. That was Kayshawn Lett
Barry in there. He ended up making it. He was on the tackle too, but could have got him a little bit deeper. You'll see he's the defensive end on this side right there. But to his credit, he scrambles up and gets on him again. So good hustle. We got to make it on the first try.
And with the spot, 3rd and short coming up.
Well, you got to do it twice because you know they're going to go on 4th down. So, boy, another couple-yard loss would help. And the Titans have done that several times tonight, so maybe they can get some penetration.
Where the handoff to Stone. Antoine Stone.
There you go.
Taken down for a loss of 1. And 4th down and 3.
Excellent job on that sweep. Yes. Let's see, the defensive end keeps outside contained. There he gets in there, gets his hands on his man, and gets him down. Good job.
And Rashad Berry was the first man
Was that
there.
Brown? Rashad, I think it was Brown, number 8. I can't tell. I can't read these numbers.
It looked like 8 or 6. It could have been Rashad Berry.
But I thought he was on it. Well, maybe they moved him over that side.
And with the timeout, it gives me time to quickly tell you about the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. Are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? If the answer is yes, then pay close attention to the following. Red zone, end zone, O zone. Got you confused? Make your next play a touchdown with a certificate of deposit at the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. Our playbook has a CD rate that will score every time. Call your play at 282-4600 or stop by the office at 4459 Oberlin Avenue, Lorain. 282-4600-4459 Oberlin Avenue, Lorain.
Talk to Neil Summers, a good guy. He'll take care of you down there.
And here we get the shot. A good crowd here at George Daniel Stadium. Especially a good crowd for a rain forecast, which we haven't gotten so far.
Really, so far the weather's been perfect, but it was a little dark when we got here just before the sun went down. Let's, just hold off for a little longer. Give us another couple hours. We'll be good.
And of course, just a couple weeks ago, the rain delay pushed us into Saturday morning, where I made my unscheduled debut.
Sometimes you got to do that.
Here on 4th and 3, Cloud finding the outside, pushing forward, still outside, inside the 5. And so a huge run for Bedford on 4th down.
Keep the drive alive.
And 1st and goal from the 4.
As I recall, last time they were in that power eye kind of formation, a wishbone, whatever you want to call it, and they just went straight ahead like 3 plays and punched it in. So let's see what Bedford has. I'm sure they would probably try the same. It was successful last time. Why wouldn't you try to do it again?
Well, 3:10 left in the first half, so clock not an issue. They lead 14-6.
I'd like to see him cough it up. That'd be good.
So 1st down and goal from the 4. Cloud taking it right up the middle. A gain of 2 on the play. So 2nd down and goal coming up. And the clock ticking just under 2:45 to go in the first half. Bedford at the 2-yard line, 2nd and goal.
I know there's a lot of time, but Bedford seems like they're in no hurry. It's kind of...
Well, maybe trying to put themselves in a position where Lorain won't get enough time.
Well, that might be, but they're getting close here.
The pitch out to Antoine Stone, cutting back in, and he will get into the end zone. Bedford taking a 20-6 lead with the extra point crew coming out now, trying to make it 21-6. So with just over 2 minutes left in the first half, Lorain will get the ball back in need of offense.
Yeah, they're going to need some big plays.
Presby's kick is up and good. So the score 21-6, a 15-point lead for the Bearcats of Bedford over the Lorain High Titans. But Lorain getting the ball back. We'll see what they can do with it here. And we've been hoping for a good return all night. Maybe this will be the time we get it.
That'll be it, because the second half, the Bearcats start out with the ball, if I'm not mistaken.
Which makes this all the more vital.
It sure does.
So Presby lining up to kick. This one back, fielded at the 15, and brought down at the 26. Looked like Perry Mincy on the return. So Bedford, after recovering the punt, 6 plays, all of them runs, taking off 3 minutes and 5 seconds on the drive. And of course, getting the touchdown on the board. I'd like to thank Tom Bauer for doing stats for us, able to get this information to you.
Well, you know, he was, and well, still is actually, a math teacher, so he should be pretty good with the numbers. He could probably do it with X's and Y's in that algebraic way, but we wouldn't understand it.
Williamson looking throw. The screen pass out of the hands of Barry and into the hands of a Bedford defender, unable to come down with it. So 2nd and 10 now for the Titans, starting at the 26. .209 left in the first half. Williamson comes out in this spread.
You know, you want to try, obviously you want to try to score, but you don't want to do anything too risky either and give them another shot just before the half.
Man in motion is Saunders. Williamson forced to pull down and run with it. He has some room up the middle, cutting back across the 50 and out of bounds at the 41 and hit late.
That's 15.
Out of bounds, and that's 15 yards.
Yeah, Williamson, you know what? And he's fine, but a great run because he knew he wasn't going to break it clean, and he got out of bounds, stopped the clock. Good thinking on Williamson's part.
And plus drawing the extra 15 because of that decision.
He really didn't want to draw that 15, but yeah. Here it comes again. Here he is. He's in the middle of the field, breaks to his right, coming up the sidelines. He says, you know, I can't get by this guy, so I'm going to get out of bounds. And right there, that's not a good decision on that guy's part.
That's as late can get.
Yes, well, when you knock the bench over, that's kind of a telling thing. So, have they marched it off yet?
And they will now.
Here we go.
So the Titans with the ball at the 23 after the run and penalty.
1:59, that's a lot of time. So keep your cool, you know, work it down there. You get time for 3 or 4, 5 plays, so see what they can do.
In the wishbone. And the fumbled snap. And it looks like Lorain fell on it.
Well, they better hurry up. The clock's ticking.
Lorain only with 1 timeout remaining. 2nd and 10 at the 22 after the fumbled snap. Williamson looking throw, in some trouble. He will be sacked by a penalty flag in the secondary.
There's a second, yes. Maybe a defensive holding?
Well, I look over
It was
and
not a pass, so it can't be interference, but you still can't hold a guy.
Rashad Berry was on the ground when the penalty flag was thrown. And over the PA announcer, they said pass interference, but I don't think that can be right.
It's got to be a defensive holding, I would think, which is basically the same thing.
And so 25 yards of penalties against Bedford on this drive, giving Lorain an opportunity at the 12.
You have to take advantage here. You got to get those plays in there and get them going.
And Lorain's going to go to the spread in the red zone. Williamson looking throw. Still behind the line of scrimmage.
Get
now
in
he tucks it and runs, puts his shoulder down outside, out at the 2.
Yeah, good decision. Again, and yeah, good thinking on Williamson's part. I mean, Williamson, he's a heady little guy out there. Here it is again. Looking. Here they come. Get out of the way. And he's probably thinking get out of bounds, but oh, look at that. There's a hole right there. I'm going to run down. And look, the receiver immediately turns, gets a block. Great job downfield.
And so Bedford taking a timeout. Gives me time to mention Sunnyside Chevrolet. Everyone qualifies for credit at Sunnyside Chevrolet thanks to our credit acceptance guarantee. Of course, Sunnyside Chevrolet donating the car for the raffle earlier this season.
Ooh.
So thanks to them.
Yes.
And of course, everyone on our TV20 crew here upset that their tickets weren't the winning ones, but
Well, when there's a car given away, if you don't win it, you're always upset, right? I think that would.
So the Titans inside the 5, down by 15, and this could be the most important
This could be huge
play.
right here. And now, again, a lot of time, so let's get it up in there, punch it in.
A minute 16 remaining. Lorain has one timeout, as does Bedford. Lorain getting a touchdown earlier on a 72-yard run from Sherman Saunders. The extra point, no good.
Stay right up the
Neal
middle, touchdown.
Getting it.
Close.
No call yet. And a fumble, and Bedford will take over. And that's the last thing Lorain wants. I believe their third turnover of the game. Here it
There
is.
he goes in. You can't see a thing.
There's the ball
Yeah,
right
the
there.
ball was kicked out, but yeah.
And Bedford does
Who knows
recover.
if he was down or whatever, you know. But the thing is, you can argue all those points, but you know the best thing, take care of the ball, and it never becomes a fact, you know.
The coaches for Lorain visibly upset. The one positive in this is that Bedford's inside the 2.
And that, I mean, that takes a starch out of it. But hey, you know, you get in there, maybe you get a safety. Who knows?
Here's the handoff. And Austin Kucha on the tackle.
That guy's all over the field.
And he and his brother Adam
Kucha.
often making an impact.
Yeah. He's a senior. Too bad he's leaving. But he's playing like a senior should play. He's got a lot of experience. He's a good, hard-nosed kid, and he's in there on a lot of tackles.
And as good of a football player, an even better wrestler.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why he's a great linebacker. He's used to playing on his feet.
So we're coming out in the eye for Mayfield, and they're just going to keep handing this one off.
Just trying to run that clock down. That could be it.
And with the clock ticking under 20 seconds, Bedford seems content to take this 21-6 lead into the second half. And that will do it, for the first half here on WLCS TV 20. Bedford leading 21-6. Stick around, we'll have the band and then the second half after these messages on WLCS TV 20.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Gail Harmon and Madison Rebar. The band starts this evening's show with a great arrangement of Stevie Wonder's Superstition.
Okay, big boy. Still looking good. Thank you. You too.
I am from Germany, where we have this band. It is called Zombie Nation. They do a special song that got played all the time in the US. Now the band plays for you Cancraft 400. gentlemen, just a reminder to let you know about the Lorain High School Titans Marching Band performance at the 44th Annual Lorain City Schools Marchorama. It's marching bands performing their festival shows for your entertainment. It'll be held October 12th at 7 p.m. right here at George Daniel Field in Lorain, Ohio. That's this Saturday, October 12th at 7 p.m. at George Daniel Field. The band concludes tonight's show with a hard hitter. You might have heard it before from Fall Out Boy. Get ready for Thanks for the Memories. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lorain High School Titans Marching Band!
I'm Bob McGrath.
And I'm Big Bird.
And we love to make music. Music can help kids learn. Did you know that making music, any music...
Like Twinkle Twinkle?
Right, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, can help your child with language, reading, and even math.
And it's lots of fun, too.
To find out how children learn and grow with music, visit www.amc-music.org.
And you'll see...
Music works wonders.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hello and welcome back to George Daniel Stadium here on WLCS TV 20. Second half football action. Bedford leads Lorain 21-6. I'm Hyatt Hernan alongside Bob Tomaszewski. A quick rundown of what we saw in the first half. 3 turnovers for Lorain, 2 fumbles and 1 interception, really putting them back. Eddie Williamson throwing for 15 yards and 1 interception. Sherman Saunders, 7 runs for 85 yards. Aaron Neal, 4 runs for 7 yards. And Williamson, 8 runs for 64 yards.
And Hyatt, it's the turnovers, obviously. That's the difference in a game. You don't have those, and this is probably a tied game, or maybe Lorain's winning.
Mm-hmm. So Bedford's ball, handoff to the man in motion, Brandon Cloud.
That was Barry on the tackle. And we got a Bearcat down on the first play of the second half.
And that looks like Cloud, the ball carrier, on the play. And the trainers will come out. And like you said, the turnovers really
exactly
the story in the first half.
Especially the one on the, what is it, the 1 yard line, you have a fumble. Because you're going in. You're going to score down there.
And Neal awfully close to breaking the plane, but couldn't quite get there.
Boy, it is a beautiful night to play a game, though. Here we are in the middle of October. It's supposed to rain and everything else, and perfect weather.
And I think we're going to take a break here on WLCS TV 20. We'll be back with more second half action after these messages.
Excuse me. Excuse me, are you Santa Claus? I heard you might be him. If you are him, here's my list.
Help the Marines make Christmas possible for less fortunate children. Donate a new toy to Toys for Tots.
Here's Santa Claus.
Hello and welcome back to high school football action here on WLCS TV 20. Just 30 seconds into the third quarter, Bedford leads 21-6. I'm Hyatt Hernan alongside Bob Tomaszewski.
Good defense in this, this second half.
And Lorain
Bearcats going to have a third and about 11?
Mm-hmm.
Third and long. So here we go. If they can get out of the box here and hold them, get the ball, and maybe get something going, get a touchdown, they're going to be right back in this thing.
So third and a long 11 or a short 12 for Bedford in the spread. Jethel Ware, the quarterback, looking throw, has some pressure. That one nearly intercepted.
But still a great play.
Mm-hmm. Damon Heisel.
Right, Heisel had perfect position and almost pulled that thing in. So here it is again. He's got great coverage right down the middle, and he steps up, and oh, man, he'd like to have that baby back. But still, we'll take it.
So Bedford 2 punt away. The return man for Lorain, Perry Mincy, back. The punt from Chambers, that one high but short.
I tell you what, they're better off without the interception. They're going to get the ball closer than if they were intercepted. So that's a great defensive series by the Titans.
And of course now on the sideline, Heisel saying, "Oh, I dropped it on purpose because
well,
I knew we were going to get the better."
That would, that almost works. Yeah.
So Lorain taking over at the 41 of Bedford, or excuse me, their own 41.
Good field position. You're in the middle of the field. Now you got to make some hay, as they say, Get the ball, start getting some first downs, and have a nice sustained drive.
1st and 10 for the Titans from the 41. Williamson is going to keep it himself on this one. Maybe 2 yards going straight up the middle. And that'll bring up 2nd and 8. And Williamson has run well, 8 carries on 64 yards in the first half. So 2nd and 7 for the Titans from the 44. Williamson alone and 5 wide receivers spread. Looking throw, rolling out to the right, pulling it down, cutting back and sliding across for the first down.
That might be a smart move when you're as diminutive as Williamson is. That was a good move. He had the first down and went down.
So Lorain getting into Bedford territory at the 45.
There you go. Keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure. Keep pushing them.
Williamson alone, Neal and Hall, the wide receivers to his right. Saunders, Barry, and I believe Heisel, the wide receivers to his left. Under a lot of pressure, able to escape, rolling, throwing this one deep. Sherman Saunders, the intended receiver, not able to come down with it, bringing up 2nd and 10.
Not a bad play. He had a guy down there, but the pressure, you got to give the kid a chance to throw the ball. And they're just coming hard right up the middle. But here it is. He sees his man. He's got to loft it. And, you know, I'll tell you what, that thing's bouncing around down there.
And what impresses me is his ability to keep his eyes down the field and find the man.
And keeps his cool. He's not panicked, you know.
Williamson with Saunders. Looking throw on the screen to Neal, and Neal is brought down fast after the catch. Kayshawn Lett on the tackle, a loss of 1. And that'll bring up 3rd and long for the Titans, needing to get to the 35 for the first down with just over 9 minutes left.
You know, you have to give the Bearcats credit. They do have all of those receivers are covered. I mean, there's nobody running around down there loose, so tough to get open. And there's no safety. I mean, they got everybody up. Everybody's within 5 yards of the ball, so if somebody can get through there.
Williamson looking throw, in trouble.
See, that's...
And he's brought down for the sack. And this will bring up 4th down and long. And so the Titans likely to punt away here. Williamson back as the punter. The personal protector is Hildreth. And Williamson's punt nearly blocked. Williamson knocked down. And this one will be downed inside the 10.
Well, he's lucky he got that off, but hey, that thing ended up in great field position down there. Looks like about the 6-7 yard line. So good job from Williamson on the punt.
And the crowd here didn't like the hit to Williamson, but still able to get the punt on.
The touch.
Yeah.
Wasn't really a hit.
Either way, a convincing acting job.
Well, you got to do that. That's part of the deal.
And so Bedford taking over at their own 7, 93 yards to go on this one. In the I formation. The handoff here and brought down Brandon Cloud, the ball carrier.
He was hurt earlier, so he's obviously recovered.
So after the 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 coming up for the Bedford offense.
See, Bedford's got those big line splits on either side of the center. There you go.
Ware looking throw, has a man open. The catch made by Sean Williams. And that is enough for a Bedford first down. Ball spot at the 25-yard line. And of course, in high school, when your knee hits the ground, you're
down. That is correct.
First and 10 from their own 25, and a lot of movement on the line.
Oh, that'll get you 5.
And so Bedford backed up 5 yards now, first and 15 from their own 20. And these are the kind of things that Lorain needs to go their way to turn this one around.
That is correct.
So first and 15 from their own 20.
Now they need a sack. Oh, or there's the pitch sweep.
The pitch out, cutting across the field. A couple men to beat, and he is at the 40, the 30, the 20. One man trying to catch up with him, and he is in the end zone. 6 points for the Bearcats. Chontez Moss with the run.
It's about a 93-yard drive, correct?
A 93-yard drive. They start at their own 7. And the run there, 80 yards for Moss. And this game is 27-6 in favor of Bedford, with the extra point coming up.
See, why wouldn't that guy know he's on the extra point team? Didn't you know your team just scored and I'm on the extra point team?
So the high snap, the kick up, and good.
Good job by the holder. High snap, got it down. Good job.
And 28-6 is the score with 6:29 left in the third quarter. Lorain needing to make something happen.
So you're at that point in the game now where you need big plays. Somebody's got to break them off. They got to do something because you're running out of time.
And
hard to sustain those long drives.
And it helps if you can get turnovers.
Oh, it sure does. But although the good thing about a long drive is they don't have the ball. So, you know, it's one of those.
So Lorain's set to receive the kick. There you see Saunders and McGuigan among the men back to return. Hildreth with them as well. As Presby sets and prepares to kick this one off. And this one, almost an onside kick. Lorain's still able to recover it.
He signaled for the fair catch, which is a smart thing to do. And actually, that was questionable. Somebody bumped into him, and you're really not supposed to touch that guy at all on a fair catch.
And I'm not sure what Bedford, if that was worth the risk for Bedford, because now Lorain takes over at the 41.
Right. Why would you do that when you're leading by, 3 touchdowns? When usually you do that when you're trying to get the ball back. I'm not understanding that.
And maybe they saw something in the first half that they thought they could pull that one off. So now Lorain taking over with a good field position, down 22 with 6:30 left in the third quarter. Sherman Saunders getting the handoff and just stopped in the trenches.
Yeah, the Bedford front 4 or 5, depending on how they line up. And there's another flag. Somebody's getting chirpy again. They got their helmet off. And I'm thinking maybe that guy might be in trouble. But we'll wait and see. But their front down people are really dominating this game. The Titans' offensive line just cannot get any push on those guys. Oh, this guy, somebody's being walked over to the coach.
That is Sherman Saunders.
I'd just be guessing, but if the official walks somebody over to the head coach and says something, he might be DQ'd. I don't know.
And
there's
penalty.
another flag.
And this one, just looking at the reactions, likely against Lorain as well.
Right.
And we'll await the call.
Somebody said something because there was no action going on. It came out of the Titans' huddle, so.
And the referee's taking their time discussing this one.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, and this is the way it is, you got to shut your mouth, get back in the huddle, and run the next play. Because you're never going to win those battles. Whether you like the call, you don't like the call, those guys are out there, and believe me, they're not out there trying to deliberately make bad calls or, that's the way it is. So.
And with the break here, it gives me time to tell you about the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. Are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? If the answer is yes, then pay close attention to the following. Don't be penalized with low interest rates on your investments. Step up in the pocket and pass your funds to Lorain School Employees Credit Union. We will tackle the competition so you win the financial game of interest. Choose a certificate of deposit and watch your APY score the maximum. Call us at 282-4600, 282-4600.
On the player, then someone says something in the huddle.
So there was a penalty on that player, and then someone said something in the huddle, so it's an extra. This is going to be a big penalty.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably 15 and 15, I would think.
Well, it looks like they've already put back the 15. I don't know if they're going to re-spot the ball again or. They started at around the 40. The ball's back on the 25.
And see, you got coaches talking. There's only one guy, I'm going to tell you right now, there's only one guy should be talking to the official, and that's Coach Shoulders. He's the head coach. You're as an assistant, you got nothing to say. I'm sorry. That's the way it is.
Mm-hmm. And so first and quite a ways to go for Lorain now. Williamson looking throw, lobbing this one up. Has Damon Heisel. Ball off the defender's helmet.
That was there.
Mm-hmm.
That was there.
Antoine Stone was the defender.
Here it is again. Pretty good job. Sets his feet, throws it down there, and oh boy, this is going to be right. Oh. Lorain's had a couple of those that were, you can't fault the receiver. I mean, he's trying real hard, but I mean, they were there.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those you like to, get a break. Just have it go your way once.
The handoff out of the spread. Neal, the ball carrier. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2, but not a whole lot on the carry. We'll bring up third and just a little over 20, maybe 21. Williamson alone with 4 wide receivers spread out. 5 wide receivers spread out. Hall and Neal on the right side. Williamson looking throw, in trouble, in and out of the hands of Perry Mincy.
That was not a bad design play right there. Mincy catches that, he's still running, but.
And any play is going to be tough to execute on third and 20
sure.
plus.
And, yeah, that's a good point.
So Lorain comes out to punt.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Bedford, I might try to block this. I mean, what do you got to lose? Lorain's kind of disorganized right now. Their heads are down a little bit. I'm bringing the heat.
Well, Williamson's punt getting off, bouncing, fielded by Stone, and he is wrapped up and brought down by Robert Orsler.
That's a good job. That's a good coverage right there.
And something worth noting, the pink accessories today for breast cancer awareness.
Yes, all month.
For the month of October.
Yep.
That's done in the NFL and all the way down.
Yeah, trickling down. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
So Bedford taking over at their own 35, 1st and 10. They lead by 22, 28-6 the score, with 5:15 left in the third quarter. Bedford with the single back, tossing it out. That's Stone. And Stone pushed in the pile out of bounds at about the 40. And that'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Bearcats. And at this point in the game, the Bearcats seem content to take their time.
Well, sure, they should. Well, that's what you would do. And you can basically run the ball and get this game over with. But and Lorain has to take more chances, and the more chances you take, one little mistake, and it's another long gainer.
Ware looking throw, has his man open down the field, caught and thrown out of bounds. Frank Sumter, the receiver, and that was Eric Hall on the coverage and tackle. Or excuse me, it may have been Kevin Davis. So Bedford into Lorain territory at the 39, 1st and 10. Needing to get to the 29 for the first down. In the spread. Ware is going to look throw, the screen pass open. Stone taking the ball to the right side. Stone cutting back. Stone getting across for the first time. Excuse me, that was Cloud on the carry. London Cloud.
Yeah, number 11.
Receiving the screen pass and getting the first down.
Good call. Big pressure coming, and they just threw it out to the side.
So the clock ticks, under 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Bedford another first down at the 28. Jatho Ware looking throw, running around in the pocket, gets it to the open man and brought down. Stephen Moore, the receiver, on that one. And that clock keeps ticking.
It keeps ticking. That's exactly right. And it seems like, if you're Bedford, it's going so slow. And if you're Lorain, man, that clock is flying by. That's just the way it is.
So 2nd and 6 for the Bearcats. At the 24, needing to get to the 19. Man in motion is Moss. The screen pass to Stephen Moore, cutting up the middle. Brought down at the 16. That one could be a first down, and there's something behind the play, and penalty flag being thrown.
Just like the NFL, I see helmets coming off all the time. That's not good.
And this one's starting to get chippier and chippier as a little scrap behind the play.
And the officials are telling the Titans, be quiet, get back in the huddle. I mean, come on. Looks like it's against Bedford.
Well, when the flag was thrown, I saw a Lorain player on the ground with 2 Bedford players.
Right, you're right, yes.
Over there, so.
Here we go, personal foul against Bedford. That's going to back him up 15.
So Bedford pushed back 15 yards after the penalty. And that will put them all the way back between the 40 and the 39. So second down and a long ways to go for this offense. The clock now under 3 minutes and 30 seconds in the third quarter. Bedford has the ball at the Lorain 39, needing to get to the 19 for a first down. The toss to Cloud. Cloud cutting to the right side, another flag thrown at the 40.
I'm thinking that's going to be an illegal block in the back. At least that's what I saw, but we'll find out. And they're backing up, so.
And there it is,
there
the hold.
The hold, yep.
And from the spot of the foul.
Right, and that's why that sweep went so well, because you're holding the end. Yeah. Well, Bedford right now is kind of in the middle of a total meltdown here.
Well, 2nd and 30 coming up.
You know, as a coach, I was never real good at 2nd and 30. I was never really good at anything in 30, much less, you know. But it's a lot of penalties.
So Bedford spreading them out. The fake handoff on the play action, throwing this one deep. That one too far for the intended receiver, Stephen Moore.
Okay. Now what they've been successful with the last few times, they're going to get the big rush, is those screen passes off to the side. So let's see if they call that again. And defensive coaches from Lorain, they should know that by now and have somebody, you know, like they say, you have a spy out there looking for the backs sliding out into the flats. Those are the adjustments you make during the game.
So on 3rd and 30, 5 wide receivers, no backs in the backfield with Ware. Ware looking throw, under some pressure, gets the short pass, but tackled well short of the first down was Sean Williams.
But the problem with that, now they're like at the 30, right? 32. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Now back when they were at the 50, maybe you don't do that.
So 4th
but I do see
13.
a lot of players, maybe they're going to punt.
And we've seen some aggressive calls from Bedford, but
yes,
DeAndre Chambers, the punter, coming out on 4th and 13. Chambers punt low and to the left. Still going out of bounds right around the 10, but that one looked awkward coming off of his foot.
I think maybe he's trying to, you know, no return kind of thing, punt it out of bounds.
So Lorain taking over from around their own 10. 90 yards to go to try to get back into this one. The score 28-6 with just over 2 minutes left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 11 for Lorain. And Sherman Saunders has not returned to the field of play, so we wonder what the referees were telling the coaches. Williamson taking the snap, is just going to dump it off to Eric Hall, who gets ahead to the 20.
All right, that's a gain. Keep moving it. It's a great first down play.
So 2nd and 1.
See, now is where you can, okay, maybe you jack one deep, just try it, and then you come back and you get your first down. But you can dictate what you want to do in this situation, obviously. You know.
Mincy in the backfield with Williamson, gets the handoff. Mincy along the right side, gets just enough for the first down. And that will move the chains.
Cranking it down in this third quarter.
Well,
actually, this third quarter had more action when the ball was not being moved with the penalties and all that kind of stuff.
And so the handoff on first down, Mincy getting just back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And the clock now under a minute for the third quarter. Second down and 9 coming up for Lorain. The wide receivers are Hall and Orsler on the right side. Williamson looking throw. Has Neal nearly making the catch on his helmet.
That's 3 of those. 3 of those tonight. That great effort by Neal, Aaron Neal. I mean, he was running down. That was great effort. Good pass. I mean, that's.
And Stone and Anthony Brown on the coverage for Bedford.
Right. You'd like to think you could make half of those.
Yeah.
You know, but where Lorain just snake bit tonight, nothing going their way.
So third down and 9 for the Titans. They need a play here heading into the fourth quarter. The option for Williamson cuts this one back, tosses it. That could have been forward. Perry Mincy getting across the 45.
Of course, if he was behind the line of scrimmage, that's okay.
Either way, no flag and a first down for Lorain.
We'll take it.
And so
that'll be, well, they could get this off if they hurry.
At their own 47, the clock ticking 5, 4, 3, 2, and they get the snap off. Williamson looking throw, pulls it down, and he is going to be sacked. A loss of about 3 on the play, and that will do it for the third quarter. Stick around on WLCS TV 20. We will finish this one off in the fourth right after these messages.
It doesn't matter who you are, or what you drive, or where you live. You have the power to give someone the greatest gift in the world, life. Make the decision to be an organ donor. Make the decision to donate life.
Hello and welcome back to high school football action here on WLCS TV 20. In the fourth quarter, Bedford leads Lorain 28-6. I'm Hyatt Hernan alongside Bob Tomaszewski. And Lorain coming down with that bobbled screen pass. I believe that's
keep
Perry
going.
Mincy.
Keep going.
Still going. And flags thrown.
Aiding the runner, maybe?
Yeah.
you can only do that so long. And
yeah, sometimes referees
good effort.
will let that go.
He had the right idea. Oh, it's a face mask on. Oh, there you go. All right.
Wow.
Man, another 15. Well, here it is again. Bobble, boom. Oh, I've got it. Here I come. Let's go. And we can't see it, but they got it because the guy's right there and he calls it. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been strange to see an aiding a runner, the runner call. You don't see
that very often. Yeah, but they had the right idea. Really, that was a good effort. You got the ball. Keep going. Yeah.
So Williamson looking throw now. Some pressure. He's going to take off down the middle. Maybe 3 on the carry to the 20.
His buddies are saying, come on, Williamson, you got to get up here, pal.
So 2nd and 8 inside the red zone for Lorain. The last time they were down this far, it was the fumble at the goal line.
That's true. See if they can break one.
The handoff. No, Williamson keeping himself to the right side. Flag thrown. This one could be coming back.
And I'm thinking
Williamson gets into the end zone, but I don't think this one will
might
stand.
be a holding on the end. They held a contained man on the defense, I think.
And that's the reason Williamson did have so much room to run.
There it is.
So this one coming back.
Boy, that hurts. When they called it early.
Here's the run by Williamson.
Yeah.
He did a good job, but unfortunately that one coming back. So from the 32 now, 2nd and about 20. They need to get to the 12 for the first. Williamson, the pass to Mincy. Mincy caught, but a minimal gain, 2 yards.
I'll tell you,
play.
Bedford's linebackers cover those guys in the flats really, really well. They don't get hung up on any play action or anything. They go to the flats immediately and do a nice job of hemming those guys in.
So just over 10 minutes left in the game. Lorain at the 30. Williamson scrambling, wrapped up, evades one man, keeps going, cuts back. A gain of 3 on the carry, and that will bring up 4th down. And we'll see what Lorain has in store for 4th and 16.
Tough decisions to make right here. And, you know, I give Williamson credit. I mean, he's trying to extend the play and everything, but you're not going to make a living doing that.
No.
It's really, really hard to do, to ad-lib those things and get around. But to Bedford's credit, they cover the receivers so quickly, he's got to hang on to the ball and look for the open guy, and there's no one open.
The play action,
See
and
right
Williamson
there.
wrapped up and brought down.
Yep.
The sack by Marquise Copeland, and Bedford takes over at the 36. 9:18 left in the game. Bedford leads 28-6. Lorain still has all 3 timeouts, but it's going to be tough to get 3 touchdowns in the time they have left.
15 carries, but 10 of them were scrambles.
Yeah, most of Williamson's passes have been scrambles. I mean, no one gets open, so he's got to hold it, and then he's trying to run around and make something happen, and just not going to work.
So Bedford fine with just running this one. Antoine Stone on the carry.
Got 9 minutes to go.
So 2nd and 5 for Bedford. And they'll stay in the huddle for as long as they can.
Sure, yep. And you watch for that backfield official. When that hand goes up, you have 10 seconds, so he knows he can get it off. He's looking at his watch. Oh, he was.
The toss play to Stone. Getting close to the first down marker, but likely a yard short. And with the spot, that should bring up 3rd and 1. And perhaps even less.
Well, we got a timeout.
So Bedford at the 46, and they're going to give them the first down on that one. The referee trying to make a judgment without bringing the chains out.
I don't understand why they give them the first down in the first place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So an odd series of events there, but Bedford ends up with the first down. The toss play this time to London Cloud. London Cloud has the edge on the right side.
That's a big boy, and he can move.
And Cloud gets it all the way to the 35. And he's made plays from the linebacker position as well.
Yes, he has. He's a big guy, and he can make some plays. Yeah, he's 6 foot 207. He's a junior. That's a big guy.
So Bedford at the 34, 1st and 10, 7:39 left in the game. And Bedford leads 28-6. Where looking throw has a man open and through the hands of Kayshawn Lett.
Ooh, that was 6.
And instead of the touchdown now, the clock stops for Bedford.
You know, that's a good first down call. They're thinking they're going to run the ball, and here he is. I mean, that baby is there.
Lett just can't come down with it.
Let it go.
So that one makes it 2nd down.
And they know they're in 4-down territory, so, and they've been moving the ball pretty well on the ground. So let's see what they got now.
Ware's throw complete to Sumter. Sumter cuts toward the middle and then comes back outside, pushed out of bounds around the 24. And they get the first down again. So 1st and 10 from the 24. $7:18 left in the game. Under center is Ware. Looking throw again, in some trouble. And this one will be intercepted. And that's what happens when you try to force a throw in.
Well, that's a good defensive play. Right? I don't know. Did you get the number?
It looked like Eric Hall on the interception.
Hall, yeah. Good job.
And he had 3 interceptions.
Here it is again. A little too much air under this ball.
And it looks like the same route.
Yeah, they're working that left side. Boom. Ball was a little short. Okay.
And I do believe that was Eric Hall, who had 3 interceptions against Warrensville a couple weeks ago in the rain delay game. Getting one here today, and so Lorain taking over inside their own 20.
Somebody left early, I think. Timeout.
Timeout taken by Lorain. Gives me time to tell you about the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. Are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? If the answer is yes, then pay close attention to the following. Don't be penalized with low interest rates on your investments. Step up in the pocket and pass your funds to the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. We will tackle the competition so you win the financial game of interest. Choose a certificate of deposit and watch your APY score the maximum. Call us at 282-4600. So Lorain with just over 7 minutes left.
Lorain's got 18 pass attempts for 42 yards. That's not going to get it done.
And it's been tough because Williamson has been under pressure.
Right, they've been forced to go to the wide formations, and they're blitzing. They're on them in a heartbeat because you got everybody out on the pass.
So again, coming out in the spread, 5 wide receivers. Williamson.
There it is again, immediate.
Taking off. Getting about 3 yards and going out of bounds. Which will bring up 2nd down and 7. But the important thing there, the clock stops. So at least with the minimal gain, they're still able to get the clock stopped. Williamson with 5 wide. Scrambling again. Looking downfield, launches this one and just throwing it away. So 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Titans. Trying to make something happen late in this game, at least to boost morale. Third down and 7. Williamson looking to the air, stepping up in the pocket, scrambling. He has the 1st down and gets out of bounds. So keeping the drive alive is Williamson.
Next game for Lorain High, they've got Maple Heights at home next week. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's a WEOL game. No offense, but I'll be over in the other box doing that one.
So Williamson scrambling out again and hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. So Maple Heights at home for Lorain to look forward to. And I do believe that I'll be covering that game for WLCS TV 20.
There you go.
And a penalty flag on the field, not sure of the call. Some confusion on the field.
Yes. Well, if that is the game we're doing next week and Tim Elkhorn's here, I'll introduce you to the man because that's the guy you want to be like.
Well, I've actually worked a couple games with.
Well, there you go. Then
Mr.
You know
Elkhorn.
Yes.
Last year.
Good guy.
Mm-hmm. So 3rd and long now after the loss. 6 minutes left in the game. So Lorain with the ball at the 20. Having to go all the way to the 37. And they just hand this one off to Mincy. Gets 1 man off him, but he's going to be brought down for a loss. It's looking like Lorain might just punt this one away.
I'm thinking you're right.
So Bedford set to return the punt. Antoine Stone and Kayshawn Lett back to return. Williamson, the punter for Lorain. Hildreth, the personal protector. Another high punt
and a man's
for Williamson.
Down. This is going to come back. Whatever happens, it's coming back.
Well, Stone able to escape another flag thrown. Stone could take this one all the way. Down at the 2, but two flags thrown.
They roughed the kicker. You cannot knock the kicker down. That wasn't close. That was definitely running into the kicker.
We saw one that was borderline earlier, but this one,
this
one was serious.
Yep.
And if there were some issues between the two teams earlier, taking a shot at Eddie Williamson isn't going to make things any better.
No, it's not.
And as Tom Bauer reminds me, there were a plethora of flags on that play.
Not only that, there were a lot of them.
And the one back here was likely an illegal block, but
Correct.
That's not even going to matter.
Right. That's pretty good, though, for a math guy using a word like plethora. The only time math teachers used plethora was when they were giving out homework, because you had 20 problems is good, but you better do 30. And really, when you got into that advanced math, all that calculus and all that, the answer was always 0 or 1.
Yeah.
You know, it was, you got 5 pages of work, and then the answer is 1. Well, okay, I'm good.
You know, we're taking college level math class at the high school, and Eddie Williamson and Eric Hall both on the football team taking those classes, college level math classes. So a lot on their plate with football practice and college level classes. And I think with some downtime, we're going to take a break on WLCS TV 20.
Thanks to your generosity, Marines have delivered Christmas to children in need since 1947.
Hello and welcome back to high school football action here on WLCS TV 20. Lorain down 28-6 to Bedford. I'm Hyatt Hernan alongside Bob Tomaszewski. After the penalty, Lorain getting the first down and able to come back on offense.
We got from Tom Bauer, Bedford's got like 75 yards in penalties. That's never good, and it's kind of amazing with that kind of yardage that they've got the points that they have. Lorain's had a few themselves, but they haven't had 75 yards worth.
So on second
and
down.
Actually one of them was offsetting, so it's really more than 75.
Yeah. So second down coming up for Lorain after the incomplete pass. Williamson's throw too high for Eric Hall, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Titans, right about the 30. And 4 minutes and 33 seconds left in this one. So Lorain's still trying to get something to happen on offense.
Well, you have to. You have to play the game out. You have to make a few plays. Now, you know in your heart you're not going to win, but maybe you get a score. You know, you do some positive things.
Williamson scrambling around, decides to pull it down and run with it. And he'll get maybe a yard on that one.
See, that's just not going to, the whole thing is deteriorating because, and I give him credit. He's a gutty kid and he's running around trying to make something happen, but that's not going to happen 4 or 5 or 6 times in a row, so you can go 80 yards and get your score.
So on 4th down, the punt team coming back out. Of course, the penalty last time after Williamson was roughed. The return men for Bedford are Antoine Stone and Kayshawn Lett. Williamson to kick this one. And this time, no one rushing for Bedford.
Yeah, they don't want to take a chance now.
So Stone on the return has some space. On the right side of the field, Williamson to beat. Williamson running him down in the end zone, but there is a flag behind the play. So Stone gets the touchdown, but this one could be coming back, and there's a Lorain player was on the ground.
Usually it's a illegal block, but we'll see.
Yeah, this one could end up maybe something more. We'll see. Depending on if it was unnecessary or...
Correct. Well, whatever it was well behind the play, so you don't have to block when the guy's downfield.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming, holding Bedford, yes. And it was well behind the play. The runner was 10 yards farther down the field. And really, you have to be disciplined and not do that. Know where the ball carrier is, and don't do that.
Yeah. And that
you just cost your team a touchdown, and now they've got 85 yards in penalties.
And so, as there's a stoppage, it gives me time to tell you again about the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. Hey, sports fan, high school sports are back. With the excitement of football and volleyball, it's hard to choose what to watch. So turn your channel to WLCS TV 20 and watch them all. Lorain School Employees Credit Union supports our schools. 4459 Oberlin Avenue, Lorain. So Bedford, the handoff to Lett.
Nice. Boy, that was a pop right there.
And as play slows down, we can have one more chance to...
We could talk to some of our sponsors.
Take a look at our sponsors.
Take care of Lorain High here. Premier Toyota. I'll tell you what, you need a new ride, they'll hook you up right there. They got some good-looking vehicles over there. Scorchers, downtown, 900 Broadway, Lorain. You go down there, you get some good grub, no doubt about that. As well as Jackalope and Diesel's All Nations. There's 3 places you could, like, formal dining, casual dining, it's all good stuff. And Campana Corporation, PC Campana, good people there. I think that was a mistake, but it worked out for him. That's one of those, you turn to your left, hello, you're not there, I'll just keep swinging around and give it to you on the other side.
And at that point, he could have just taken a knee and it still would have been.
It's going to get the job done because we're down to 2:10 and counting. So Lorain's going to have to regroup, come back next week, and I'm sure under Coach Soldier, he's a good guy. He knows what he's doing. They will come back, and they'll be very competitive against Maple Heights.
And Bedford next week taking on East Cleveland Shaw.
Well, Lorain
beat last week.
So they're probably looking at a win there. You'd like to think, but you never know. That's why they play the game.
The toss out to Moss. And keeps his feet moving with the pile to the 34. And now under 1:30 remaining.
Okay, they got to move the chains and then they'll wind it, I believe, after they set them. There you go, winding the clock.
So Lorain falls to 3-3, and Bedford will move on to 5-1. And I'm sure we'll tell you more about the future of these teams in the wrap-up. And the clock ticking down to 1 minute. Just another toss play. Moss on the carry, flag thrown. Moss would have been close to the first down, but this one likely to come back.
Could be. Well, if this is a hold, which it usually in that area is, see what we got. There you go. That puts them, that's about 105 yards in penalties for them right now. That might be some kind of record. They probably have more yards penalty-wise than they do rushing yards. After I throw that out there, I'm sure Tom Bauer will be able to cipher that out for us and tell us.
And Bedford just in the victory formation now, as they call it.
You can't hold in this formation.
So, pending a fumble or some other disaster for Bedford, 28-6, the final score here at George Daniel Stadium.
Might have to do that one more time. And get it down to... Okay, ball spotted. Here we go. This is it. Last play.
And so Ware will just knee one more time. And that will be it. The Bedford Bearcats come out of Lorain with a victory. 28-6, the final score. As the two teams shake hands. There may have been some animosity during the game, but the two teams still conjoining.
And again, you know, the Titans, they're at 500, and I think, you know, there's still some games on that schedule that they can beat some people, and I think if they work at it, they can come out with a respectable record, maybe even above 500. So I think, you know, they're climbing back. It's a long road to come back from where they were, but I think they're making strides, and they're working hard at it. And really, that's all you can ask from those kids.
Well, we'll be back to wrap this one up after these messages, so stick around on WLCS TV 20.
Sleep, my love, and peace will send thee all through the night. Guardian angels will attend thee all through the night.
Hello and welcome back to George Daniel Stadium on WLCS TV 20. Lorain falls to the Bedford Bearcats 28-6. Some offensive stats in the game: 195 roughing yards on 37 carries and 46 passing yards on 7 completions. Eddie Williamson with 103 positive yards, but he was sacked for 25 yards. So ultimately only 78 yards, and Sherman Saunders with 7 carries for 85 yards, and of course the long 72-yard touchdown. Bedford had over 100 penalty yards in this game.
That's right. As we were talking off air, the two fumbles really hurt Lorain. And let's be truthful, they did not play real well tonight. But I'll guarantee you this: they will go to practice this week. Coach Shoulders will address the mistakes they made, and they will look better against Maple Heights next Friday night. I'll guarantee you that.
So a quick thank you to everyone who showed up to help us here at WLCS TV 20. Kern Baxter, Monica Amador, Caitlin Gunter, Nicholas Guzman, Andrew Barzik, Autumn Miller, and of course Joe Bach and Terry Trout, always helping us out. We'll see you next week for Maple Heights here on WLCS TV 20. Thank you for watching. For Hyatt Hernan and Bob Tomaszewski, good night.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.